How Queen Elizabeth's passing signals the changing dynamic of Europe and the world. Plus, 21 years since 9/11, what are the threats to America's security? Face the Nation Sunday.
Tonight on the Late Edition, hundreds of rubber ducks were floating down Ship Creek this morning. We show you the reason why and hear how a new community center could help increase voting. Plus, the Alaska Special Olympics competed in their fall tournament today. Well, good evening. It was a beautiful day, but that is about to change.
It was. I'm sorry. I'm saying, Rubber Ducky, you're the one who just go ahead. Let's take a look. It was a beautiful day, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Gorgeous.
If not, we're going to have to bottle it up, so let's wait till Thursday. Let's take another look at it here from our time-lapse view of from Glen Alps, taking a look down onto the Anchorage Bowl. You can see we have beautiful blue skies, like some fair weather puffy cumulus clouds building on in throughout the day. That's all out ahead of our next storm system that is already starting to take shape in the Bering. But temperatures did manage to the upper 50s to near 60 degrees, 60 in the valleys here, both in Wasilla and in Palmer. Everybody else into the 50s. It was a chilly 43 in Glen Allen, though, today, with clouds and even areas of rainfall. Speaking of rain, that rain is already starting to advance well out ahead of this next monstrosity. Big low-pressure system that is developing will continue to intensify across the Bering over the next 24 to 36 hours, but those clouds are on the increase. We will see a little bit of light rain toward the early morning hours, and that shows up very nicely here in our skycast. We can see temperatures dropping slowly down through the 50s into the upper 40s by morning with a few areas of some light rain. That light rain may come to an end briefly during the middle part of the day. We'll see a break before more rain arrives later on in the afternoon on into the evening. Chilly, though, with temperatures only into the low to mid 50s. And yes, unfortunately, more rain is in store as we head throughout the upcoming week. We'll talk more about that in detail in a few more minutes. Rebecca?
Right. Thank you so much, Joe. Well, it was a rare sight at Ship Creek today. Dozens of rubber ducks all tossed in the water to help nonprofits.
Well, it was a really fast race today, and we had 6,000 ducks going to Ship Creek. Lots of ticket sales this morning and overnight, and a lot of people were excited to see their duck race today down Ship Creek.
Are you guys ready for a duck race? 3, 2, 1, ducks go racing!
The race this year was a big success. It was really fast, so we had a lot of ducks coming down at a very fast pace. With the full moon tide, it was a little bit more challenging than usual, so we had more people in the water, more volunteers. The whole purpose is to have a fun community event that brings everyone together for a similar cause. So we have all these different nonprofits, there's 12 of them, where you can buy your ticket, choose your favorite nonprofit, and those proceeds will go towards important programs for that nonprofit. So the whole purpose is just to support community and have fun while we're doing it. We have 60 high school students here now from Alaska Excel, so from all over rural Alaska. So they were here helping us today. They're here for our launch, the start of the school season. Alaska Excel offers educational programs to rural Alaskan youth.
Hi, Kaktovik. Hi, Aniak.
Hi, Aniak.
Julie, if you're here, you just won $10,000.
The Great Alaska Duck Race is here to stay. It's going to be an annual event in Anchorage, downtown, and we make it really a statewide event, so no matter where you are in Alaska, you can buy a ticket online and you can watch it actually happen live on our Facebook feed. Look for it next year and the year after.
Looks like a lot of fun. Well, today, Shiloh Community Resource Center hosted its first fair. This event is to increase awareness of voting and help people understand the power in their vote. The new Resource Center will become a place to find help with housing services. The organization will provide services under one roof with the goal of being a one-stop shop.
We're really hoping to get input from the community on what we're planning and to see if we're on track with what they need for this community. This building was donated to us by GCI, and we decided to develop a resource center. So it's an opportunity for community members to walk through and see all the different functional areas that the building is going to provide.
And the new center isn't a homeless shelter, but instead it will be a resource for people who are in homes to not become homeless. Well, today the Alaska Special Olympics hosted its fall tournament, and today it was a friendly competition of bocce and golf.
The events that are taking place, we do sports statewide. We do them every single day of the year. We've had athletes practicing for the last 10 weeks for both bocce and for golf. all across the state. They then had local competitions in their home communities, and the top athletes from each of those communities are here.
Bocce is a unified sport, and it pairs athletes with disabilities and athletes without disabilities. It's called unified, and we're paired with partners, and this is my partner Karen, and we competed in bocce today.
This is super popular with our athletes because anybody can play. People of different skills can play together. If there are any athletes, any individuals out there with intellectual disabilities who would like to participate in Special Olympics, just give us a shout. Everybody is welcome.
I would like to say good luck to our golfers tomorrow and all of our bocce athletes and partners, and crush it like ice, and oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this week, the Mat-Su School District took the time to listen to public testimony from concerned parents. The concern, a guideline that would allow trans students to use facilities that match their gender identity. Carly Schreck explains why Valley parents are worried and why the LGBT community is calling it a major step back for trans youth.
Okay, the votes are 5-1. The measure passes.
On Wednesday's regular meeting in Palmer, the Mat-Su School Board voted to suspend a portion of the district's transgender student guidelines that would no longer allow trans students to use the communal bathrooms and locker rooms they identify with.
I ask those of you in the audience that agree to please stand.
An overwhelming number of district parents attended the public comment period to voice their support of the suspension. According to the district, the current guidelines for trans students have been in effect since at least 2015. School board member Jeff Taylor, who supported the policy suspension, was grateful it was brought to the policy committee's attention.
To be on a policy committee and review all of the policies that are out there is a difficult challenge. But we try, and I want to apologize for this one slipping by this long.
The suspension took place district-wide the following day, after Superintendent Randy Trainey sent this email out to families and students, stating that transgender students will still have access to bathrooms and locker rooms with individual locks, as well as access to communal bathrooms that match their sex assigned at birth. But Vincent Foyer, president of the LGBTQ+ nonprofit organization The Queen's Guard, says this could harm transitioning students who haven't come out yet.
You now have someone who looks, sounds, walks, appears to be a person who is a cisgender or a person who was born male going into women's spaces. You have taken them out of the spaces that match their gender identity and moved them over here. So now you have just outed this kid.
With district parents arguing that kids, specifically girls, are subjected to an increased risk of sexual assault by allowing trans youth to access the locker rooms they identify with.
This is not a safe space and a healthy place for all. This is being made a safe space for one.
Board member Dwight Probasco, the only member to vote against the suspension, says he wants to see a positive outcome from the district.
But I strongly believe that any alternative arrangement should be provided to all children in a way that keeps the student's gender identity confidential.
The suspension will remain in effect until a permanent resolution can be put in place.
One or two of the board members had said that they were going to reach out to the trans community because they wanted input and information on how to hopefully create a positive interaction. And so as the president of the Queen's Guard, we're willing to offer and extend that out to the school board.
Carly Schreck, Alaska's news source.
And up next on the Late Edition, we take you to a place where you can find just about anything. That's this week's All Good News.
This newscast is brought to you in part by Bailey's Furniture. Get Buddy's price and fall in love with your local hometown furniture store. Voted Best of Alaska 18 years in a row. And by Alaska Communications, connecting you to what matters most. Expect more.
We have some great news.
Ooh, do I get more treats?
No, but you can treat yourself to truly unlimited internet without worrying about data caps or throttling for as little as $64.99 per month when you bundle it with DirecTV Stream. That means more streaming, more internet, and more savings.
Well, I can dig that.
Yeah, I can dig that too for as little as $64.99 per month. Learn more at alaskacommunications.com/offer. Alaska Communications. Expect more.
Bailey's Furniture is now having a never-before-seen overstock sale. Here at Bailey's, we have thousands of items that are not only in stock, but all of it must go at a one-time only reduced price. Take advantage of additional discounts on our Everyday Buddies price and even on clearance items. That includes living room, bedroom, dining, and youth furniture, plus everything else in the store. Come in while we're overstocked with quality furniture and mattresses, all at slashed prices.
What makes L'Oreal Paris Hyaluronic Acid Serum loved by so many?
Our highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid. Over time, wrinkles are visibly reduced. Skin is replumped. 100% of women showed an improvement. Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum by L'Oreal Paris.
Nearly 4,000 miles away, 6 Supreme Court justices took away one of Alaska's most fundamental freedoms, our right to choose. And frankly, that's a game changer. I'm Mary Peltola, mom of 7, grandmother of 2, and a committed advocate for personal privacy rights. The federal government has no business taking away our freedoms. I'm running for Congress, and I approve this message because we should have the right to make choices that work for ourselves and our families.
You can connect to the day's biggest news and statewide forecasts with the Alaska's News Source podcasts. Go to alaskasnewssource.com. It's never been easier to stay informed on your time. Take Alaska's News Source everywhere you go. You're watching Alaska's News Source.
There's an old saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, tonight, in all good news, a man who knows not to throw anything away because you never know when you may need it.
Well, Mike, can I help you?
Mike Carpenter might jokingly say he doesn't have all day, but...
Speak up, I ain't got all day.
Time for customers is exactly what has made his store the Trapper Creek landmark that it is.
Can I help you?
Need a 1-inch PVC union. One of those.
You know, I got half-inch and three-quarter, and I bet I got 1 inch.
For more than 40 years...
I'm 77 this last July, yeah.
Mike has been selling...
vacuum cleaner belts to baby thermometers. It's propane regulators, O-rings, master links for chain.
Everything. He's not kidding.
A Steve McQueen Oscar.
And no, he didn't tell me how he got it, but you can get this mugshot of Steve McQueen after he was arrested in Anchorage for just $75.
Nobody could plan this thing. I just have evolved over the years.
Evolved into this, a huge storefront just off Parks Highway.
They want me to sell all the moose racks, and they want me to sell my totem poles.
Who's they?
Customers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not. This is part
and
of
I don't sell. Yeah.
This is your.
This is for picture
billboard.
taking. Yeah.
But back to selling. For Mike, it's not currency, it's customer service.
His personality. He's got a great personality. Yeah. He keeps everybody smiling.
Okay, reach in there and find what you need.
That PVC fitting, Mike found it. Another happy customer. So how did Mike get here?
1964, I graduated in Anchorage High School, and that was the year of the earthquake.
And a friend of the family?
And he told us kids to get up here and stake out some property. And he says, and become somebody.
And like most people who
just
moved
out
to
of high
Alaska,
school, I just fell in love with it. There was only 11 families in here. There was no highway, no electric, no phones.
but there was stuff, and you just don't throw anything away up here.
This is probably the last store that has an inventory outside that's not locked up at night.
So what exactly is in and around Wall Mike's? Well, there's fishing poles, watch out for Sasquatch, gunpowder and Sharpies, to a dusty Mickey Mouse, pelts of various species, and even this, a hand in a jar. A hand in a jar. So Mike says, anyway, just wall to wall to wall stuff. So, Mike, are you the only one that knows where everything is?
That's kind of sad, but kind of true. Yeah, kind of true.
Like I said, I need a beaver tail.
I've got them, yeah. They're in the freezer. And there's beaver hands out there on the porch. Yeah.
See what I mean? Yeah. But Mike is humble about his worldwide fame.
You had Wall Mike's on your bucket list in Alaska? That's a little hard to believe, don't you think?
Not really. Wall Mike's is a sensory overload, but maybe one of Mike's best finds was his wife, Brenda.
It just made you happy to see him coming because they were always happy.
They've been together for 20 years.
We went mud bogging in this Baja.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was it. That's all it took.
Mud bogging your way to love. So Wall Mike's might be a destination station. Mike says he's just a local business.
When I say local, I say Alaska. We get Kodiak. We get everybody in here.
And people like you, Mike.
I don't take credit for it. I'm just here. That's all.
And we're glad you are. And so is Brenda. Love and community in harmony.
It's just been a blessing. Lots of ways. Lots of ways.
I'm Dave Allgood, and Wall Mike's, that's the Allgood News.
Definitely a good news story. Reminds me a lot of Wall Drug in South Dakota. All right, if you take a look at the rest of your daylight forecast for tomorrow, September 11th. Special shout out to all the patriots out there, first responders, as we honor and commemorate September 11th, 2001. We'll see the sun rising at 7:16. 8:33 is when it sets. We lose 5 minutes and 39 seconds for a total of 13 hours, 16 minutes. Full forecast heading into the week coming up.
Monday, September 12th is the first bus cohort shift in the Anchorage School District. Drivers should expect heavier than normal traffic around Begich and Wendler Middle Schools and Bartlett and East High Schools. Please avoid any unnecessary travel near these areas during drop-off and pickup times. If you must go through these neighborhoods, remember, drive slowly and be alert for students crossing the streets. Thanks for doing your part to help our students get to and from school safely.
Your time is valuable, and we're not going to waste it. Spend a few minutes on the Alaska's News Source app and go beyond the headlines. With 24/7 access to stories like this.
Get Out the Native Vote is an affiliate of Cook Inlet Tribal Council. Their goal is to remove barriers that might prevent Indigenous voters from voting.
When you download the Alaska's News Source app, you get the very latest information with breaking news alerts, developing details, and local perspective on issues impacting Alaskans.
Junior achievement is where dreams take flight. We are helping students connect what they learn in school to future work and career success. We are teaching them how to manage money to achieve financial security as adults. And we are showing them that starting a business also means changing lives and communities. However, we can't do it alone. Find out how you can help.
Well, very good Saturday evening here to you. You won't be able to see it out there now thanks to the cloud cover, but Sam certainly shot a great view of the full moon that has already taken place this month there in Eek across the beginning of the Kuskokwim River. How about that? We go a little farther northward up toward Bethel. Beautiful sunrise there. Keith Hayes sending us this photo. Also was very fortunate to catch an aircraft taking off from the Bethel airport. I've got 3 seasons in one photograph here for you. We've got the summer fireweed. We've got the fall color, and yes, unfortunately, we've got winter snow now dotting the peaks of Briars Peak there in Palmer. We'll continue to see that snow now reaching ground level all the way at Anaktuvik Pass the other morning. Lots of fresh snow on the ground, melting during the afternoon hours. But hey, winter not that far behind out there. We've already shown you lots of pictures of termination dust around the Chugach Range over the past couple of days. We're going to see more in the way of wet weather than white weather across much of the state as we head into the day tomorrow, even up to the north across the Arctic coast. Not much in the way of snow, but still areas of fog with temperatures into the low to mid 40s. We'll see the beautiful day, though, in Fairbanks, a mixture of sun and clouds, 58 degrees there, but lots of wet weather from Nome, McGrath, right in through town and back across the Aleutians as we continue to see our next storm system taking shape. And already it's been a very wet month here in Anchorage. September so far, 2.14 inches of rain. Normally by this time, we've already seen just a little over an inch, so already over an inch above normal so far this month. And it's easily going to be another month of above normal precipitation. Here's our next storm system, a big area of low pressure system developing across the western and southwestern areas of the Bering. Lots of moisture feeding on in well ahead of it. Our high pressure system, a weak one at that from today, quickly dying on out and moving up to the north and to the east. High pressure over the eastern Pacific, though, has allowed sunshine and beautiful conditions across the central and southern channels there into southeast, a far cry from where you were this time last weekend. We'll continue to see this area of low pressure intensifying as it moves across the Aleutians thanks to
in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. That's going to invigorate another area of low pressure by Monday into Tuesday. So it's going to be a rather slow-moving and elongated storm system that's going to stick around for a couple of days, and that's going to mean extended periods of rain and extended periods of wind as we head on into the early part of the upcoming week. So look for one batch of rain tomorrow morning and then maybe a break by later morning on into the early part of the afternoon, but then more widespread and possibly locally heavy amounts of rain as we head into Sunday night and on into Monday, along with lots of wind, potentially near 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts on the hillside and into those higher elevations south and east of town. And in fact, you can see it here on the forecast charts. We'll see around 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds or gusty winds around tomorrow evening. That will continue to be around 30 to 40, perhaps 45 miles an hour as we head on in through later on Monday. Into the southeast, high pressure still in control tomorrow, so a mixture of sun and clouds, maybe a spotty shower in places, but temperatures in the 50s and 60s, not too bad for this time of the year. But the clouds and the moisture will continue to hold on to temperatures generally into the low to mid 50s, all the way from the Kenai on in through Prince William Sound and on up into the valley as well. But watch out for those winds, occasionally gusting as high as 30 to 45 miles an hour. As we head on into the upcoming week, we'll see those temperatures staying rather uniform, generally into the low to mid 50s during the day, mid to upper 40s at night. But unfortunately, periods of rain will continue through Monday, on in through Tuesday, and then through Wednesday. Still, Rebecca, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. We're going to see a very dry day on Thursday because we certainly will need it by then.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yes.
All right, thanks so much.
Yep.
Well, let's check in with sports reporter Jordan Rodenberger.
Well, couldn't have pictured a more perfect day for some football. Fall is here, and so is week 5 of the high school football season, so be sure to stay with us.
Enjoying spending time with your family?
How did we get to this place?
A great workout.
Oh, no!
Then come spend time with Modern Family.
What am I looking at here?
Oh, it's a role-playing thing we do on Valentine's. It bumps the lovemaking up.
Phil.
Come for the comedy.
I'm coming for you, Lily.
Hey, stop! Let's go!
Stay for the love.
Thank you for being so vulnerable with me.
I hate you.
Modern Family. Weeknights at 6:30 on CBS 5.
Inflation at a 40-year high. Experts warning of another recession. And what's Washington doing? Pushing a bill that will raise costs for you. Focusing on issues that 83% of Americans say are not a top priority. Breaking Amazon Prime's guaranteed free 2-day delivery. Breaking free services like Google Maps. And exposing your phone to costly malware. Tell your senators families are hurting enough. Don't make it worse. Oppose S2992, sponsored by CCIA.
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
New Astapro Allergy, now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While other allergy sprays take hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
Parents, it's been quite a year. We've grown closer, more creative, and helped each other in new ways. But for all the joy, we've had some challenges too. Through all these ups and downs, Boys Town is there with helpful resources and expert parenting advice. Visit boystown.org/parenting or call the trained counselors at the Boys Town National Hotline. Let's keep our families close and make the most of our time together.
You're watching Alaska's Sports Source.
Football. That's my intro. Football. Wild College Saturday, NFL Sunday kicks off tomorrow, and week 5 of high school football in the books. And what a gorgeous day it was on the Gridiron Service, visiting Bartlett, who has just been barreling over opponents over recent weeks. And that continued in week 5. The Golden Bears O-line something fierce, allowing Manu Satili to waltz into the end zone untouched. But after they pounded you into the earth with their running game, they go to the air when you least expect it. Carl Colaviccio on the nice connection to Thalet Bayeth. That would set up a James Siosi score. Colaviccio testing his arm again. A beauty of a ball over the top to the tight end, Jordan Mua. Bartlett up 3 scores early. And before it could get out of hand, Service is going to answer before the end of the half. Jonathan Tatua, the quarterback, Tatinius Manu, for the big 65-yard touchdown. Wouldn't affect the outcome as Bartlett put up 9 total touchdowns in a 62-26 palindrome victory for one of the highest scoring games of the year so far. Now let's head across town for another Cook Inlet Conference battle where it was still a beautiful day on the south side. Wolverines searching for their first win, hosting East, who's dropped 3 straight. Someone's walking away with some momentum. First play of the fourth quarter, already up 2 scores. East quarterback Austin Johnson calling his shot like Babe Ruth at the plate. He's going to fake the handoff here and find his favorite target on the day, which was Deshaun Rushmeyer hauling in this one, his second score of the day to put the T-Birds up 20-0. South looking to respond. They're going to get on the board with this QB plunge from LaFona to stay alive, but the clock is ticking and they're gonna need some luck. Let's see if that comes up. Here it is, a botched handoff, and the Wolverines pounce on it. However, they still need a couple of scores here, and here they're gonna turn to Aaron Concepcion, who is gonna stiff arm the defender to the ground, himself into the end zone, and South right back into the game within a score. 8-point game, 3 minutes to go. Okay, they still need a stop. East is gonna run the ball, of course, and ball is on the turf. South jumps all over it with one last chance to go. It is 4th and long, so they're gonna go through the air. They have the defenders beat. He's gonna roll right and air it out, but just miss on the connection. East hangs on to pick up their second victory of the season. Coaches, what just happened?
I was waiting for a small car to show up with 20 clowns to jump out. That's what I was waiting for. Because it was kind of a comedy errors, and it was on both sides, really. Neither team could get out of their own way. Especially at that last quarter. I don't know what was going on with us.
Okay, if we score again, and then they fumble, my God, here we go. And I said, let's punch it in. Go for the extra point. So at the end, we're going to go for 2 in the win. I don't care. But we didn't get that far, So. Almost. I got it.
Almost. It's not horseshoes. Austin Johnson seeing his first start as the T-Birds quarterback, getting the nod just days before. He was poised and tossed for 2 touchdowns, learning under his older brother, Kyler Johnson, the reigning Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Alaska.
That felt actually good. He came home for the weekend and he surprised me, and I was actually really happy about it because he told me a couple things and he just told me the game's not physical, it's more mental side of the game, and just go out there and have fun.
Rest of week 5 Saturday scores, and all right, this is just getting ridiculous, Houston. After defeating Barrow 44-0 in a Division III bout, the Hawks have still yet to allow a single point this season and are outscoring opponents 187-0. Sheesh. It really was the perfect fall day for football, and tomorrow sounds like the perfect day to watch my Green Bay Packers beat up on your Minnesota Vikings there, Joe. Huh?
Those Vikings go out strong at the beginning of the season. Second half, I can't say.
And then we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So we'll see what
I can relate.
Good day to stay inside, though, because it'll be raining.
Yes, it will. And a little windy as well. So not necessarily the best of days. Not the worst of days either, to borrow that analogy. But periods of rain right through the early part of the week. Next sunny day, looks like to be Thursday.
All right, enjoy yourselves, everyone.
This newscast is brought to you in part by Bailey's Furniture. Get Buddy's price and fall in love with your local hometown furniture store. Voted Best of Alaska 18 years in a row. And by Alaska Communications, connecting you to what matters most. Expect more.
New Astapro Allergy. No allergy spray is faster. With the speed of Astapro, almost nothing can slow you down. Because Astapro starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. And Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free allergy spray. Now without a prescription. Astapro and go.
Your time is valuable, and we're not going to waste it. Spend a few minutes on the Alaska's News Source app and go beyond the headlines with 24/7 access to stories like this.
Could this giant pumpkin be big enough to bring in a new state record?
We're surrounded by foam. How fun is this?
When you download the Alaska's News Source app, you get the latest information, breaking news alerts, developing details as stories unfold, and local perspective on issues impacting Alaskans.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market, many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future. Call 800-209-0456. That's 800-209-0456. Call now.